Hello, 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 and welcome back to Seed Tarot. Welcome back to Seed Tarot. We are doing a reading here, and this is, I'm just adjusting the lighting here. I just want to make sure it's not too bright. But yeah, so we're doing a reading today, regular tarot, but we're also doing a bonus oracle. And we're going to be doing ancestors, angels and ancestors. Okay, angels and ancestors. All right, so I'm just getting set up here. And so I did want to address a question that someone had about the cards that I use. Someone sent a message through Instagram making a comment about watching the readings and asking if I do anything to the cards or if I mark the cards. And I wanted to just answer that here publicly. I do not. All of the messages are completely channeled. In fact, to demonstrate, I did want to use a brand new oracle deck. So oftentimes, one of two things happen. Either one, people are a little bit in shock or disbelief if I channel a message and the card comes out. Or two, they get a little, I'm not sure what's the word, a little freaked out or afraid. And that's not my intention at all. All the messages are only for the highest good. There is absolutely no trickery. In some cases, in some sense, people associate it with being magic or something else. But I just wanted to assure you before we get started that it is entirely pure-hearted, pure nature. Okay, there is no type of intent. And so a little bit about my ancestors. So I do come from a background in which my people originally were the first people in America. Okay, so we were the natives. Okay, and they were a people called the Taino. And for a majority of lifetimes, the type of help and assistance that people would get from, say, today it would be a doctor or a counselor or a guide or someone to help. In the old times, my people would consult someone who is, many people call them different names. Some people use the term witch doctor, which is a little bit of a scary name, but some people use the word shaman, and some people use the word elder, and it's essentially just a member of, or a group of members of the tribe who maintained and sustained wisdom that they received from generations that came before them. And so we're never separated from our ancestors. And it helps when you are passed down wisdom and knowledge to help others. Okay. And it's especially when there are people in this technology world who are a little bit disconnected from source, from even their higher self. It's harder for them to see into the spirit world, let alone figure out what their spirit guide or spirit animal is. And these are just tools to help you in your day-to-day. In your day-to-day. And so typically the people in a tribe were selected to become a elder or a shaman or a healer based on being chosen by the divine. And for some people, it happens in the dreams, in the dream world. They have a dream or a vision that they are meant to help people in some way. Some people are struck by lightning. Many people, majority of people, are the people who experience near-death life experiences, because when you have that type of experience, you do go through a series of processes that actually sends you out into the spirit world. It's the first time that you can be outside of your body. Okay? So today I'll be using the regular tarot deck, and I'll be using an extra deck here, which is brand new. I have not done anything except shuffle the cards here. Angels and ancestors. So if I provide any messages that are channeled and they're confirmed through the cards, or they speak to you directly, it has nothing to do with the reader. It's for your highest good. It's meant to be. Additionally, I engage in a series of cleansing practices before I do the readings. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you here today is because that is a message for someone about preparation, about cleansing themselves. And I will speak quickly or slowly depending on the amount of energy that comes through. There are 3 types of people who I have had visions of, and I shared those visions with all of the specific details in a video titled Shaman Seed for the Shade program. And so today's reading will be specifically for those people. This is not a commercialized channel, meaning the intent is not to have a massive number of viewers. The intent is to deliver messages to a select chosen few. Before the seed channel and the seed store was open, I did a lot of mentorship and guidance for advisors. And it just so happens to also be part of my regular job, is to guide people and advise people. So that's what we're going to do here today, using the tarot. Are you ready? Let's get started with the first group. So there is one group of you that has been falling, has been feeling a sensation of falling, has been a little bit lost. There is another group of you who has walked yourself into a cave. And the cave is a symbol or analogy for experiencing some type of melancholy, sadness, anxiety, or depression. There is a third group of you who is trying to connect with your soul tribe. With your soul tribe. We have Four of Wands, Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups in reverse, the World card, Two of Cups, and Ten of Swords. If you watched the previous reading, an angel tarot reading, you notice some resonance. This is why I recommend that people keep a notebook and take notes when you watch my readings. Because the synchronicity that you will find once you pick up on the fact that I am now channeling your energy and I am tracking your story, it will follow in the readings. So we did have Seven of Cups and the World card in that last spread. We have Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, interesting. So for that group of you who has been feeling like lost and like a sensation of falling, I had a vision about you and I saw all of your faces. And this is the last card of this spread. I will get into the details for each card. But there's impact here. There's impact, meaning someone has finally gotten grounded and made contact. Someone has Ten of Pentacles. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. Four of Wands, there's stability. Queen of Wands, confidence. Seven of Cups in reverse, that's having clarity, because Seven of Cups in the upright, it's about confusion. The World card, this is ascension. This is leveling up. Someone has made some significant changes in their life. I want to say positive ones. This is the energy of someone who has decided that they want to take control of their life. They're getting into shape. They are watching what they're eating. They are doing all kinds of things in the 3D to reflect the process that's going on the inside. Two of Cups. This is getting closer and closer to the ideal in terms of love and relationships. Okay? This is about a deepening of an existing connection. This is also about getting closer to meeting with your soulmate, for those of you who are not in union with your person. Do you see how there's a progression here? First, we have stability. Stability first and foremost. So getting out of that lost feeling. Confidence, Queen of Wands. This is taking up the throne, being confident. This is fiery energy here. Seven of Cups in reverse, coming out of confusion, no longer being in a stagnant energy, getting unstuck. Getting unstuck. This is also in reverse because it's prophetic, meaning this could be also something that has not happened yet. Potentially, there's a possibility that there's going to be a sensation of having so many doors open up for you. This is also quite literally finally being able to see, angels, to see your guides, to see spirit, to have your third eye opened. Someone has been decalcifying their pineal gland, and that can be accomplished by a number of things. If you're not familiar with what that means, your pineal gland is a part of your brain. It is a real thing. This is not fake. It's not science fiction. This is a part of your brain. It's a very tiny part of your brain. And that part of your brain actually receives and is able to connect with, that's the part of your brain that connects with spirituality. They've done all types of MRIs, and there's a lot of science behind the fact that your pineal gland does play a very important role in connecting with the divine. And someone is or will be making changes to their diet, specifically pursuing a plant-based diet in order to decalcify their pineal gland. Someone's drinking a little bit more water. taking the steps to take care of their body. I do see travel here. Someone may be traveling to their partner, and this could be in the physical or spiritual sense. Okay. And then we have 10 of Swords. Like I said, this is impact. So that feeling of falling, that feeling of being a little bit lost, somebody's made impact and is now getting grounded. That's what I'm seeing very clearly here. And getting closer and closer to their ideal, their true happiness. To their true happiness. This is a strange message, just a little bit specific, but there could be some inclement weather. These pentacles could also be rain, rainfall. There's something here about poor weather. It could be in the recent past, present, or future. There's something about weather here. It's significant, so I'm bringing it up. As far as the channel messages go, I want to say there's an optimism, there's a positivity, there's like someone has grabbed onto that rope that I put out in the spirit world for you to grab onto, and someone's now climbing onto the ground. So there's an earthy type of energy here. I do see fire signs. I see cups, so that's water signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But there's an overwhelming amount of earthy energy here. So if you are someone who identifies and feels connected with animals that roam the earth, earthly plane, okay, you may be getting a visit in your dreams, or you may be seeing something as you're traveling. I'm getting some very specific messages here. Someone is going to go somewhere in the next coming weeks. It's like a zoo or a park or for a walk, like going somewhere, some sort of outing. And I'm saying you're going to see some type of animal, a deer, a dog, something that has 4 legs, something that walks on the earth. Okay? Yes. Another specific message. The feeling of falling and now making impact. There are some of you who are still in the sensation of feeling falling energy. But I want to say one of your ancestors wants you to know. They're saying something very strange. They're saying you're not falling, you're flying. I don't know what that's about, to be honest. At the bottom of the deck, this is someone's spirit guide. I just said, you're not falling, you're flying. Okay. And the oracle card here says, great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. This is a life lesson. This feeling of being lost, either now or in the near future, there's a lesson there for you. And you're never alone. Your spirit guide, your spirit team is with you. I want to say, I need to pull 2 more cards, they're telling me. Broken arrow. Someone's Sagittarius or has Sagittarius in their birth chart. Embrace the energy of peace. There's a specific message for someone about the fact that it's difficult sometimes to stay in the vibration of when things are calm. There is a kind of anxious energy, like almost like waiting for something bad to happen. And I want to say, the minute you get into that energy, you are welcoming in a little bit of chaos. I need to pull another one quickly, they're telling me. Knight, be brave and be honest. Be brave and be honest. Someone's lying about something. They're not being honest. No judgment. This has nothing to do with me. I do see a rose in the background that could be a synchronicity for someone. There's even a rose that's like barely budding here. This kind of reminds me of a brand new romance here. There's an energy here about getting a few different life experiences they're sharing with me. When you find this message, this is for you. Someone who has recently got into a new relationship is a little bit afraid to love. There's also someone who is holding out on revealing the truth about the fact that there's some part of their life that they're not sure if their person will reject. This part of them is like the energy of not being sure if someone will accept the whole package. The whole package, I want to say. One more, they said, I have to listen. We have two here. Lord, take charge with authority. Someone is already taking charge, taking control of their life. I want to say this is one of your spirit guides. This is the energy. Look at the illustration here. Listen to the words that I am saying and understand. This is the energy of one of your spirit guides. I mean, they could look like this, but they don't have to. But there's a spirit guide here, someone part of who's connected to your energy, who is someone who wants you to be a little bit more aggressive, more fierce about something. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Another arrow, more Sagittarius. Okay, that's double confirmation. So if you're Sagittarius, so you have Sagittarius in your chart, I don't know how many more cards you need to show you that there is something important about this message. Okay, I see 3 arrows here as well. So I think that the third reading, I'm going to do a second one, a second spread, and then one more that makes 3. In the third reading, there's going to also be something significant for Sagittarius. Okay. As far as guidance and advice, I'm channeling some information now related to time. There's someone who feels like they don't have control over time, or there's some aspect of time that gives them a little bit anxiety sometimes. They may or may not be aware of it. But it's the feeling of like days roll into the next. Like one day you spend a lot of time doing something, and then the next thing you know, it's like 10 or 11 o'clock, and you're like, wow, where did the day go? Someone is having a little bit strange energy here, a little bit of frustration about the fact that they feel like they don't have enough control over their time. It's a feeling of wishing you had more time. Someone's also feeling a lot of regret and almost wishing they could turn back the time, turn back time. They want to change something about their past. And that's for this group of you who has quite literally spiritually your soul is in a little bit of a dark place. And I don't mean that dark as in like bad. There's no bad or good here. Dark as in you're in a cave, meaning you cannot see. You're not able to see with your third eye anything in the spirit world. You have a little bit of a disconnection from spirit. You have a lot of spiritual gifts, whoever you are. However, it's not become clear to you yet how to use those gifts. And so it's like a feeling of just being in the dark. Being in the dark. You're not lost. And if you are, you will not be lost for a very long time. It's the energy of it's your soul. It's your soul. And this may or may not be something you can understand at this time until you make your ascension. Until you reach a realization, a revelation, or some enlightenment. I want to shuffle these oracle cards a little bit more so that there is no confusion about the messages that are meant to be delivered. Yes, it's about time. Someone's also feeling like a little bit like, I'm seeing like a compass, but also I am seeing a watch. And it's like a watch. That's all I can say. There's someone who is getting older. There's some heavy energy here. Someone getting older. And I want to tell you quickly one of your messages before I even pull cards from your spirit guides is about releasing that, because there's a higher level knowledge and wisdom, a richness to your life experience that's going to come with aging that you would not be able to have as a youthful person. Also, youthfulness is a state of mind. Okay. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse. I see a lot of reversals here. I'm about to tell you some things that are going to happen. That's what it's going to be. Nine of Cups in the upright. Queen of Cups. I like it. Someone is manifesting their dreams, desires. Heavy in manifestation mode, meaning thinking, writing down goals. Like this, the energy of deciding that you want to go after your truest desires. You're willing to do whatever it takes. King of Swords in the reverse. I'm seeing this as a person, an air sign, or someone who has air in their chart. Are you kidding me? With Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck? And this is a couple. This is a couple here. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Somebody is connected to someone who has air in their chart. Okay. So first and foremost, the Queen of Swords is here to tell us this is the absolute truth. This sword is so sharp, it cuts through, I want to say, excuse my language, but bullshit. This is the energy of someone who is been in a vibration where they just would like to have clarity. They don't want to play games anymore. I'm picking up Capricorn also for some reason. It doesn't have to be a female. It could be a male or non-binary. But the Queen of Swords is a little bit different than the King of Swords, in that the Queen of Swords is someone who has compassion in addition to being very cut and dry. Is the energy of restraint, of knowing that you can, I want to say, be petty, knowing that you can play games or play a game or some kind of game, but deciding that you're not going to entertain it. That's what that's about. I see Two of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So what's about to happen is, this is also quite literally like walking away from a fight. See how smug this person looks? Like, I could, but I won't. is like, if I really wanted to, I could, but I'm gonna hold back. I don't know what that's about. But collectively, all three cards, in addition to the energy that I'm channeling at the moment, is about like some very specific scenarios. There's someone who is fighting a little bit. I want to pick up on the highest vibration first. So if your life path number is anywhere between 5 and 9, this is a very strong message for you. There's something here about being conflicted, not knowing whether or not to be charitable in some sense, if that makes sense to you. Like to either be generous and giving in a situation. I'll just tell you, there's somebody, I'm getting a vision here of someone who has children, shares children with someone else. And there's some sort of custody thing, is shared custody. And it's about, should I or should I not be more lenient? There's also someone else's story here about not knowing whether or not they should engage in lending someone money or giving someone money or donating to a cause. Here, this is what's gonna happen. It's like giving to the needy. But there's resistance here, like I could, but I don't know if I want to. It's like trying to balance out, like, well, is this really worth it? Is this really a good idea? There's another very emotional situation for someone else regarding the fact that this is someone who has been on the other end of being treated very harshly. And now they're in a position of power where they can either treat someone the way that they treated them or walk away. Interesting. Nine of Cups and Queen of Cups, like I already mentioned, this is like visualizing, fantasizing, daydreaming about Nine of Cups. True wish, dream, desire. Getting your dreams fulfilled because of the fact that you have spent a lot of time, energy, and effort into manifesting it. And I am getting with being drawn to this yellow background here. Someone has decided that they're going to start channeling energy, that they want to start learning how to be in a receptive mode. It's like that energy of like meditating or listening to some type of music that's going to raise your vibration. This is about trying to learn how to be more positive, to be more optimistic, because there's something that you want. And I think that you understand the fact that in order to get the things that you want, sometimes you have to also surrender and understand, be at peace. And that's led you to seeking being more positive and happy. Okay. And there's someone coming towards you. There's this energy here. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic interest or a family member. A lot of times the King of Swords tells me that there's some sort of government influence, and it doesn't, or not government, that's the only word I can think of at the moment. It's like an organization, a company. It could be like the IRS, or it could be social services. There is some government organization that's going to be involved, if they're not already, into a situation. And the reason why they're getting involved, I want to say, and there's a warning here for someone to watch what you say. Someone's going to say, not do, say something. I'm saying there's someone on the other end who is not as merciful as you are. It's the energy of someone who, if given the opportunity to have mercy or to cut someone, that they would choose the latter. This is not a very merciful person. I'm feeling their energy right now. And my back and my knees kind of hurt right now. Interesting. This is someone who has not fully developed in some aspect, because they themselves have experienced witnessing or learning about this type of energy as a child. It's like that someone who doesn't choose the high road, they always choose to undercut or to be immature, I think. Interesting. Okay, so now let's take a look at your spirit animals and spirit guides, your ancestors. Heart guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. Love and let yourself be loved. This is someone's guide. One of your guides is guarding your heart. Someone may have an actual cardiac issue, like something with your heart here, but this is mainly spiritually, I'm saying here. Wise one. Grow within your current situation, and I want to say this is you. This is your energy. I mentioned about this, like growing older and becoming more wise and experienced. There are significant lessons that you will learn that will not be accessible to you, like when you were younger. Wow, shield maiden. Notice the fact. Maidens, by the way, I didn't even read the book that came with this deck. Maidens are considered youthful, young, like in movies and things like that. They call them maidens, like young, fertile energy. What do you see here? Do you not see this transition? This younger, youthful energy and this like elderly energy, and there's like right here this message about healing and heart guardian, protecting your heart. Your guide is protecting your heart, right? And learning to love yourself, learning to love the process of getting older here. Also notice this Queen of Wands. This entire deck is falling. This Queen of Wands here. And right as I'm trying to pull this card, the Moon card is right behind it. We do see a crescent moon. The astrological influences to your sign will also tell you the same thing about this message today. Queen of Swords and the Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. That's what the Oracle card suggestion is. Wow. All right, we're going to do the final reading. I will go ahead and start channeling that energy. And this is for that group of you that has been trying to connect with your soul guides, your ancestors, experimenting with astral travel, astral projection, lucid dreaming, experimenting with learning more about the occult, because there's some sort of mission for enlightenment here. And there's someone who's also trying to communicate with someone who is either out of reach, out of touch, not in communication with them or has passed on. There's like this yearning to connect, to connect. Interesting. Someone had a difficult childhood. Someone experienced something very traumatic as a child. And that has kind of led to like feeling trapped in their thoughts or feeling limited in some way. The Moon card in the upright. The Queen of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles. I'm seeing someone's mother here. There's someone's mother. Or motherly energy. Someone also never met their mother. Someone was adopted. It's like a very like estranged, like a cold. I just got really cold. It's like someone has not the greatest relationship with their mother. It's not for all of you. It's only for some of you. The Hanged Man in the upright. Four of Cups. King of Cups. And Seven of Cups in the reverse. Clarity. So I'm seeing three cards in the reverse. Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the King of Cups here. Which is telling me very clearly that an immense amount of confusion, right, is what someone is experiencing in the present moment. And it's not confusion as in like not knowing your life's purpose. I mean, it could be, but what I'm getting is there's something hidden, okay? With the Moon card here, it's about like something going on behind the scenes. It's the energy of knowing that there's something out there. There's someone or something out there. There's an energy that you're trying to connect with, but not really knowing how to do it, how to approach the situation, right? And wanting to gain clarity on it. This is like swords are communication and thoughts. It's about communicating clearly, a desire. Every time I talk about communication and there's a blockage in the throat chakra, I'm embodying the energy, so I quite literally get choked up. The minute I connect with your energy, I'm so completely in it. I'm feeling this. I'm experiencing this right now. This blockage in the throat chakra. It's the energy of having something to say, wanting to say something, wanting to communicate with a person, a spirit, a guide, wanting to communicate and not being able to. With the King of Cups, this is emotional maturity. With the Hangman, this is enlightenment. This is not someone who is still learning about themselves. This is someone who's truly mastered in a lot of ways. They don't know everything, but emotionally, they're very mature. Okay? And there's a desire to try to stay in control of one's emotions, particularly negative emotions, meaning trying not to be the type of person who loses control, trying to stay in the vibration of love, of kindness, of honesty at all times, trying to do right by people. The Hangman tells me that this is someone who is enlightened, but I'm also seeing with the Four of Cups here, this is like rejecting the thought, the idea, the proposal of making some type of sacrifice. And it could be, it doesn't have to be that someone has asked you to sacrifice something, to make a sacrifice. But it could also be just implied. It's the energy of, for example, I am seeing a romantic connection. It's like not being able to be together unless someone makes a sacrifice. Interesting. There's also a situation here about someone who wants to accomplish something. And I want to say, this is something related to something in the past, because I see two cards here that are pointing towards the direction of the West. And the West tells us the West is the past, the East is the future. Okay? And there's something about the past here. And there's something hidden from you. This is also the energy of something happening behind the scenes. It's also something being too good to be true. Okay. With the Queen of Pentacles, there's a very nurturing. I mentioned about someone's mother here. And I mentioned that there was like a little bit of a coldness in terms of temperature that I felt. Because this is a reflection of the type of connection. There's some distance, okay? So someone's mother could have passed, or maybe not having the best or ideal relationship with the mother. This is not for everybody. These are specific messages. Regarding that relationship, the disconnect, I will pull the Oracle card because your ancestors, your guides have messages for you regarding that. Okay, and intuitively, I want to say you already know what they're going to say, but maybe you're not conscious of it. They gave you a dream. They spoke to you in a dream. Some of you who are very connected with spirit, who have some gifts, spiritual gifts, you are able to travel through the worlds and you're able to remember your dreams. But someone has not been able to remember a dream in which they did already try to give you this same message that you'll receive today. Also, there is a collective of you. I'm feeling your energy now. There is a collective of you, and I'm communicating entirely spiritually with you at this very moment. Whether you are asleep when I am doing this reading and you watch the reading later, but there is a message about someone who is a parent. Who is a parent. And there's an energy here about being enlightened regarding some type of emotional feeling of discontentment, but some sort of emotion of feeling a little bit, it's like if we were to place you in the throne room with whatever you believe in, whether it's God or Buddha or whatever deity you believe in, one of the first questions you would ask, you have so many questions you would ask, but one of them is, why? Why did this happen? Why did something happen? Why did this have to happen to me? And I'm getting this like kind of childlike energy. It has to do something either with your child or with you. When you were a child, you experienced something, you would ask why. But again, what I'm getting is that you've been given a message regarding that. Emotions run very deep regarding the situation. Interesting. As far as the energy goes, I want to say you are completely surrounded by the energy of a spirit guide. Okay. It's like there's something urgent. You've been wanting to communicate as well, just as much as they want to speak with you. Okay. Mirror guardian. This is quite literally the reflection. You are reflecting the same energy that your spirit guides, your angels and ancestors are feeling towards you. It's like the energy of your angel, your guide is watching over you, and they're mirroring your energy. So it's I don't know why this just popped out. A snake, shed old skin. That's one of the messages. Shed old skin. But wow, interesting. There's also, it says, take time to reflect. Every time you have a thought, a question, you want to connect with your guides, they are also trying to connect with you. Okay. Oracle, it says, wait for important information. This is someone's energy right now. This is the energy of someone who's waiting for an answer, waiting for a message patiently. This is your energy right now. And I want to say one of the messages already came through. This person has a snake band on their arm. The message about shedding old skin. Shedding old skin. If it's not hitting you right now, it's going to. It's going to hit you hard. And when it does, you're going to say, oh my God. It sounds, sometimes even the most cliche points of advice are impactful and powerful, because it's like our mind almost like tricks us into waiting for smoke and fire and mirrors and something spectacular, when all along the simplest message is the most important. Drum, dream, and journey. Did I not say they will be communicating you, or they have communicated? They are trying to communicate to you through your dreams. I need to tell you something very important. One of the things that my ancestors, my native family performs ceremonies, okay, using drums. We use it in our music. We use it in ceremonies. It's been done for ages. And one of the things that music in general does is that it raises the vibration. I need to tell you, one of the shamanic rituals includes the use of drums in order to make a journey, dream and journey to the spirit world. This is your invitation card to look into doing shadow work. Shadow work sounds strange. It sounds like a word that people use regarding magic tricks or spells. It has nothing to do with that. Shadow work is about looking at your shadow subconscious mind, looking at things from your past, things from your childhood, things buried deep within your mind that you don't necessarily have control over, because we only have control over like 5%, 4 to 5% of our brain we use daily, that we are conscious of, but we don't have control over a majority of our subconscious mind. And because of that, we can get a little bit lost in our path. We can also miss things and maybe wake up one day wondering why something happened, or why there's a feeling of self-sabotage, or why something isn't working out. And it's quite literally because of this lack of control. Winter. This is your spirit animal. It's a wolf. I mentioned in the first reading, someone was connected. Someone is experiencing in the same soul tribe as the first reading collective. And this third one, I mentioned dogs. Your spirit animal is a wolf. It says, take care of your needs. I need to tell you also, they know the event, the season that something very difficult happened was in the winter time. I'm getting specifics here. Christmas. Wow. I don't mean to pry, but I have to dive a little bit deeper. This is like there's something difficult for someone, a difficult situation. And interesting. The wise one is coming out again to confirm that message that I gave before, but also it says grow within your current situation. I'm getting that there's something about the fact that there's clues, there are some clues, some signs in your current situation right now. It's like the way that you are living, the decisions that you are making, everything down to even like the foods that you eat, the way that you dress, the way that you talk. There's something you're not seeing about yourself and not realizing. It is so similar to a past situation, something you did, said, the way that you ate, there's things about your childhood that you've carried forward as an adult that has not changed. And this isn't a good or bad thing. There's nothing like that you have to change. It's just for your awareness and understand how a lot of times certain things stay with us. They stick with us for a very, very long time. It's kind of that energy of really not being able to change your ways until you become aware. Take time to reflect. Take time to reflect. Wow. I'm going to pull some more cards here for the entire collective as a group. All 3 groups of you. And I will do your oracle card as well for the channel messages. It's interesting how I'm getting a vision now of someone wearing some type of jumper or like corduroy or like jean jacket. I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm seeing those visions. I'm also seeing the energy of someone who has looked at themselves in the mirror and almost tried to stare into their eyes to the point they could see their soul. This is a very strange thing that I'm seeing right now, but if I channel something, someone's energy, or see something, it's because it's like spiritually, it's the same as if I were standing in front of you at this moment and I were to ask you, would you like to share this with me, this experience that you've had? If you would say yes, it's the same. It's like receiving permission energetically. And that's the only reason why I get these messages. Because someone decides that they want to open up and share that. And so I can see. And so, yeah, so I'm seeing someone who has looked at themselves in the mirror at some point in time, almost like trying to talk to themselves or talk themselves through something. Also, like watching themselves cry and trying to force a smile. Wow, these are some very specific visions I'm seeing. Okay, for the collective, let's take a look. Interesting. I don't mean to share too much in detail, but there is also someone who's struggling in terms of, it could be eating or drinking, like this indulgent energy of like, it's a coping mechanism, no judgment. Everybody has their thing. Okay. But I am seeing someone who's having a little bit of a hard time breaking some sort of habit. Four of Wands in the reverse. The Hermit in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Something's about to go down. The Tower in reverse. For all of you, wow, you have already 2 major arcana. I haven't even finished 3. The Strength card in reverse. Woo, I'm getting excited now. The Fool and the Upright. And then we do have the Page of Cups in reverse here. So, predominantly, all of you are going to receive a message because we have a page here and it's going to be something emotional. Pages are also children, so if that's a resonance for you, it's going to be like pretty significant. With the Four of Wands in reverse, this is stability coming towards you, okay? The Hermit, this is being illuminated. There's a quote that I give every time I pull this card, which is, when the student is ready, the master appears. Someone is seeking knowledge. When you are in the vibration of being ready to receive that knowledge, you're going to receive it, okay? Also, Knight of Pentacles, this is like the slowest moving knight, meaning there is something coming towards you, a person, place, or thing. And it's moving very slowly, but it's moving, okay? We have some movement going. It's going to be very shocking. It's for some of you, it can be like a little bit like it shakes your foundation. It changes your beliefs. It puts you in this complete transformation type energy. Like, it's almost like that. Like, I didn't believe before, but now I believe. Whatever that's about. The Strength card. There's going to be this feeling, overwhelming feeling of like you've overcome something scary or something that feels scary for you. And the Fool and the Upright for the outcome, which is starting up on a new journey alongside your spirit guide. It's like the energy of someone who has connected with their spirit guide, the 4-legged animal, whichever animal that is. But for one of you, we know for a fact it's a wolf. So starting up on your new journey with your spirit animal. Wow. It's also having the strength and the courage to decide that you do want to start talking to and connecting with your spirit guide, your spirit animal. And understanding that it isn't something to be afraid of. Okay? One more. Final oracle cards for the collective here. We have Lady. Enjoy growth and reap the rewards. Beautiful. Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and grounded. I mentioned earlier in the first reading about someone who has finally made impact. I was channeling that energy with that Ten of Swords. Decided to become grounded. Decided they don't want to feel lost, feel like they're falling. I was also channeling some heavy earth energy. Okay, stay rooted and grounded. Involuntary movements here. I have to pull the cards that they tell me to pull. Animal guardian. Trust your instincts. We see this beautiful little deer here. That's someone else's spirit animal. Beautiful. And an owl. Trust your instincts. One more. Traveler. Move in a new direction. Move in a new direction. Someone just woke up and is going to be watching this reading later. I have to pull a card for you as well. Protection guardian. This is what you've been waiting for. Drop your shields. You are protected. You are protected. You and your family is protected. Divinely protected. And see how they have these like peacock feathers. A lot of times animals in nature have specific things, specific traits about them that can either attract a partner or scare enemies away. Your energy is connected with the spirit guide who is quite literally looking over you like this, keeping away all of the bad and attracting all of the good in your life. Okay. And that is what I have for you today. Be blessed and be well.